The Deep Talk with Mr. Henry.
So there's people that ask me that question. It comes more like a joke. Lwaki toyagala kuzaala? Lwaki what? And I'm like, okay. It's not that I don't want to. There's nothing that I want more than that.
The Deep Talk with Mr. Henry.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope your Sunday is moving on okay. Last week we had Jackie Chandiru in part 1. Now we are back with part 2 with Jackie Chandiru. Thank you for the feedback, for the comments, everything that has been moving. We kept this part special for a reason, because it is special and it deserves like an entire episode of its own. And we're going to talk about the journey of Jackie Chandiru when she went through a chinya. It's like a hole that she went through and she came back again. Jackie.
Yes, Henry.
We all know that, but we've been over it, we've talked about it, but we always have to talk about it again.
First, I don't think you all know that part. You think
We know.
you know that part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now make us know. Light the darkness.
Let's transfer the Q&A, for example, to the person who does the A. The Q to you. What do you know about that part in my life?
Before I joined Galaxy Media, I was up country and I was doing tours and travel, and I had clients. They were doctors. They went to a certain hospital and they saw you there. You were normal. You were even watching like music on the screen. They took a video of you, and when they came back, they showed me that video. I'm like, this is Jackie Bambijali Omudwalido. Are you okay? Are you happy? But this is a long time ago. When I say a long time ago, I'm talking about around 2018, 17, if I'm not mistaken. But there was an episode even before that. Honestly speaking, as a person, I'm blind. I'm in the darkness with what happened.
Excellent, Mr. Henry. So what
Yes.
did you think from that time, and what did you think with like I said, we are switching here. This is not going to be a usual
Of
deep
course.
talk. So what did you
Of
think?
course, after that we saw what I thought was
Honestly.
this is heart aching. This is saddening. Why is Jackie going through this? And then you came out and then you ran. You remember that time where they said you ran back, or so you ran from a rehab center. It pained me as a person, because looking at the talent and the kind of artist that you are. And then there was a Mugambo. That, when she got that white man, abasajja abazungu bono naba fe baba yigirize ebiragala.
So which did you believe?
Nothing.
Excellent.
Nothing.
No,
I'm being honest
Yes.
as me, because I've actually been crossing my fingers for this day so that I get to know the story.
Okay.
What happened? How did these things start?
It was a normal by the way, I wasn't addicted to, as usual, when you speak about addiction these days, actually not even these days, from before, when you speak about addiction, the first thing people say, they talk about is njaga. It wasn't njaga. That is it.
No, it can't be.
It was something different.
No, it can't be, guys. Come
That's
on.
why I'm saying it was something different. Addictions are different. Henry, you can go to bed, say you're going to bed at 10, but you remain on your phone or on your laptop until 4 in the morning. Every single day, and it's the same thing.
That's an addiction.
That's an addiction.
There's also a Pamela addiction, you know it?
Tell me about the Pamela one.
Palm.
Oh, the
Yeah,
palm.
the palm,
Okay,
Pamela.
that's the nice Gondi, the palm one.
It's
There's
a nice
yeah.
one.
No, that's the nice word, Pamela.
Pamela,
addiction.
yeah.
So there's so many different. There's people who are addicted to eating things that are not soluble, say not actual food. They eat metallic things. That's an addiction as well. There are people who are addicted to racing or to betting. That's an
Gambling.
addiction. Yes. So in Uganda, see, that's where I say, when they say ignorance gets you at an old age, it comes out like later. Not in a bad way, but at that point, at a certain point in my life, I said people are stupid. That when they found out there was an addiction, they didn't bother to find out which addiction it was. Too. Everyone went to Njaga because ndimo music, because ndimo chi, because they have that mentality that music sends you to a certain place. You gotta go into addiction. That's what they knew. So they don't know that even them 24/7, for example, calling other women asking, oli yagambye eki, yakoze eki. That's, yes, olugambo. That's an addiction.
So yours wasn't a drug addiction?
No, it was a drug addiction because in the end, what I was using is an opiate. It's called pethidine. It's number 3 on the table. It comes, I think, methadone, morphine, methadone, then pethidine. Very highly addictive drugs, but they are made from, yes, it comes from there.
I'm lost.
Yes.
Sweetheart, I'm lost.
Ask.
Pethidine.
Pethidine. Yes.
That's a drug.
Yes. It's a painkiller.
Oh, it's a painkiller.
But it is made, where it comes from, is from something that actually makes the proper drugs. Yeah. That's the reason as to why it is very addictive. It is a painkiller, but it's made from, it's an opiate.
Jackie.
Yes.
At what point in life did you even know such a thing existed on planet Earth?
Later on. After I had messed up my whole life is when I had to figure out why it is that I was trying to solve a health problem I had with a painkiller, as in why is it that this painkiller has led me to this.
Take me back to the story where you messed up your life. I think that's when I will get you.
Well, I messed up my life when I got a huge medical problem, a physical problem. I had a back pain, and ngabo manyenze. Well, in case you don't know, you can ask Google. When I get on stage, I work, and I work till paka last. I work to leave an impression. Until the fact that I've worked here, you will call me back. That is me. So I personally believe, without consulting, I happen to be the best stage female performer. Atagenda kola ebintu ku stage, for example, that is showing the body and God knows what, no. But in terms of expression and impression, I'm the best as of now, female performer in this country. So I do my best.
If you're doubting that, go look for Jackie's video and watch it. They're there.
Exactly. So I do my best. So when this issue comes in, there's times I would get on stage. I'm doing maybe 5-6 shows in a night. I get on stage, and by the time I'm done with like my 3rd show, because of the energy I use, I would get into pain because of pain I had previously. And then I was given an option. For example, this is a painkiller that can help you, because I said you can either have surgery or you can just use this for now to help with the pain. So I said, okay, while I think about the whatever can come out of the surgery, let me stick to this painkiller. But it had a specific span
that you were supposed to use it for.
Yes, medically. And there was other things I was suffering from on the side. Chronic insomnia. I used not to sleep.
Because of relationship issues? Or?
No.
I had that once, but for me it's because of relationship.
That is what you heard. See, that's what I'm saying. That's
but for you, mine isn't
me,
chronic.
For
but
me,
if you say chronic, if you
chronic insomnia,
chronic,
yes.
it takes it to a whole different level, Jackie.
I was not sleeping, number one, because I'm the kind of person that when I go to bed, I always have somebody who, when I work before, somebody has to record my performances. So when I go back and watch those performances, that's the kind of person I am. This one made a mistake, this one made it. So I have to think, this one is doing this, this, and this wrong. That aside, I have to think about how I'm going to improve my performance to make it better. So those are the things that would go through my mind. That's as much as I am a worker.
I feel you.
Yes.
So
I would not say, but yes, much as I had the back problem, I got the injection for the painkiller issue, but it let me sleep. Yes.
Remind me the name, excuse me.
Pethidine.
Pethidine is administered to your body through an injection.
Yes.
So you used to use it as a pain relief.
It's a painkiller.
And then also it used to help you sleep.
Yes. For ladies, for women that have given birth, that's the painkiller that is given to them. So yes, for the pain it was that. But on the other side, it gave me the chance to sleep. To sleep without thinking about the performance or what went wrong the night before, without any other problem, and I would wake up. Because at that time I would sleep for about maybe 20, 30 minutes. I never say no, 45 minutes. And I'm back up because I'm thinking, how can I change my performance and this? That's the reason as to why there's some people who say that girl is the best performer in terms, because I was always thinking. So that was it. It gave me that chance. Aside from the pain, it gave me that chance.
When does it become an addiction now? When does it become a problem?
I didn't know when it became a problem until...
First of all, I'm sorry to cut you short. Did it like affect your performance? Or it was just relax, chill, pain gone?
I never knew about... because every time I had the injection, when I have the sleep part of it, I would wake up too weak to perform. So I always had the injection after. So I didn't know much of that. When it came to performance, it didn't bother me much.
Okay. Why now? How do you get to the rehab, and when does it mess up your relationship? Give me the whole story.
I didn't get to the rehab by myself. My mom arrested me.
How did they know that it has now become a problem? Because you see, if you're using it, to just relax and perform, then it doesn't have an effect that is that people look at as a problem.
I'm happy that you've mentioned that. It's the same excuse I gave myself.
When do they feel like you're now a problem?
When even the housemaid had to call my mom to say there's something wrong with Jackie. So my mom is like, oh, I want to spend some time with you. So she comes home and then she sees it for herself. It was then, from then.
They take you to rehabilitation now?
Yes.
Against your own will?
Of course. I was taken by the police.
So you're there. First, give me the story.
I hated it.
Tell
I
me.
felt the rooms were smelly. They didn't have the scent that I like in my room, for example. I felt the bed was too small and squeaky. I understand. When you've been in, like...
The meals were bad porridge, like you're in school. Posho.
Exactly. Like, how do you serve porridge? I want bacon. I want cauliflower. I want broccoli. Yeah.
At that time, you were with your husband and the relationship.
Yes.
At what point did it affect your relationship as well?
I did my best to hide it from my husband at that time. I did my best. And by the time he like fully found out, he was hearing it like from my mom and people, and then it just couldn't. He didn't believe anything until like one time I was with him, and then he bumped into a syringe. Yes.
How much has this cost?
It got to a point when I was spending between 1.5 and 2 million per day.
Yeah, okay.
No, don't feel sad.
Honest,
We're being honest. Don't feel sad. It's 1.5 when I'm broke to 2 million per day. And every day I had to have the equivalent of that in terms of ampules.
I'm doing quick math for a week and month.
No,
Why
a month
not
only.
talk area
No,
dollar?
it was about 2 years when I was doing that. And I had chosen not to work at that time. So I would
Because the
spend-
man
yeah.
had money.
Not about the man had money. I also had money.
You
I
had
also-
other side investments?
Not
besides?
about side investments. My dear, at that time, which person did you speak about apart from me, Jose Chameleon and Juliana Kanyomozi?
Definitely was
That was it. We were working 7 days a week.
Mm.
I would go to shows and I meet Chameleon, Juliana, every single time,
Yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
every day. And that is just one show.
Mm.
Then there's other shows, like I would have 2-3 shows a day. So basically, like in a week, I was making probably about between 25 to 30 million.
Come again?
Yes,
In a what?
in a week.
How much?
25 to 30 million. And I'm talking about corporate companies. Because I used not to work with these small, no, that was impossible.
Corporate companies.
Corporate companies.
Was it bad? Because kati ekintabudde kiri kimu, by the way. Webibanga byali tebikukuba oba n'okanyuga amayinja oba ki and you become a nuisance, then why were they forced to take you to a rehab and divorce your marriage?
Because the drug always, I got to a point when the pain wasn't a problem anymore. I just wanted to sleep. Nga nina ebintawanya nze nga nze. Like in my relationship, business-wise and what. And there's times when I believe it happens to everyone.
Oh yeah.
When you just don't want to think about echikutawanya, just kanebake. Let me rest. And when I wake up, I will think. Then I don't want to think about it now. That was it. So for me, it got to a point when I needed to sleep more than work. Nga sikyayagala genda mu studio. Sikyayagala kutuula nti ndi mukulowoleza nti let me go to this studio. I make a performance track for this and this. No, I just didn't want to do anything anymore. I just wanted to sleep. That's what I wanted.
And that became a problem
Yes.
to the people that
Yes.
because you are not constructive.
Anymore.
If you are not a nuisance, we're talking about the part where you're now in rehabilitation. What are some of the things that you never forget about being in rehab? What experience you had yet rehab?
First, before I answer that, I was a nuisance, but I didn't know I was a nuisance. That's the only reason as to why, like, the people around me found a way to get me to rehab. But when I got to rehab, what I hated was a small compound. It was smaller than my compound at home. That's number one. I hated the food. I didn't like the fact that I could not go to the fridge to get what I want to get. That's annoying. You know, you're moving like from high life to restricted life, and
Like boarding school.
I know, and I'm like, I'm not 12 years old. Seriously? Do I have to ask when to eat or what? Like, how do you take me back to boarding school at that age?
The first day you're there.
I hated the first day because I did not have my drug. I didn't have pethidine on the first day. And I was literally taken off using a very high level of ampules
Yes.
in a day directly to being
zero.
stopped to zero, which is not good. So my withdrawal symptoms started the very first day. And they were not nice. And the people even that were supposed to try and comfort me, should I say, they leave at a certain time. Basically, you remain by yourself.
Alone.
And
you have to face the
suffering,
nightmare.
and you have to, yes.
How bad is a withdrawal symptom? A withdrawal symptom, atakitegeera oba obadde olina ekintu ky'okozesa ne bakikugyako nga tokyasobola kikozesa, okuyita oba ku buyaana oba okuyaayaana, embeera gy'oyitamu nga tokiyina. Kiringa okuba nga ennyonta ekuluma naye nga tosobola kunywa mazzi.
Yes.
I don't know if I've done justice to that description.
I can say two things. First and foremost, the one thing which makes it hard for an addict to stop using the drug that they use is the withdrawal symptoms. There is nothing more painful than that. Ekyokubiri example gye nsobola okuwa, Mr. Henry, hold your nose for 15 seconds. Keep your mouth closed.
When you're not breathing.
Yes. That is exactly
how you feel.
Kati mwabali, like the normal people will not understand it. But at that point when that is happening, for a normal person, chitwale nti you can't breathe. You can't access air. But for us, the stomach, the intestines are turning, the skin is moving, the body cannot, you can't coordinate your brain with your arms. It's crazy. It's so painful and bad. That's why a person never agambye kati I'm done with this. The moment it starts, nagamba omanyi kanzireyo.
Let me give you a scenario. I've dated someone before for a very short time who was a crystal meth addict.
Oh, that is hard. Crystal meth is hard.
I've seen what withdrawal symptom is, and I've seen people struggle to the extent that I can't cook akwata no kamua because you feel like when basi kamua dayinza okumfa kesawa zino. That's I've seen that firsthand. I've seen people locked in cages. You know a cage, like a dog.
Yes.
Never could take out. But you know at the end of the day this is a human. Then you're like, let me just give them this, then we live to fight another day.
Now, that is what can stop an addict from like leaving the drug.
The enablers.
Exactly.
That's what they call them, I think.
Even that aside, the fact that the withdrawal symptoms are more painful than anything else, people don't understand that. When somebody sees a person walking and hitting the head, for example, on the wall, tebaswa chitegeera. But it's just, that's so painful, withdrawal symptoms.
So now you stay in rehab for how long? Fast forward,
it's about 2.5 years.
In rehabilitation?
Yes.
Let's talk about the part you ran away. Do you remember?
I ran. Chisooka, I didn't like the food. Ekyokubiri, I just wasn't comfortable. I will tell you one thing. It gets to a point when certain businesses stop doing or stop following the vision that they have. And it's all about the what?
The money.
They don't have time to come and find out what is not going right, what is not this and this and that. And on top of that, no mutima omoyo. Luganda is hard for me. Ngagubanja, the drug.
Even after a year?
Trust me. The thing is, if I spend a year and you're just keeping it away from me, how are you helping me stay away from it? You're just keeping the access away from me. But how psychological are you helping me to stay away from it?
Did you have a relapse?
I had like 7, I think, relapses.
Rehab and then back rehab?
Rehab back.
I know you're thinking what I'm thinking if you're watching this right now. She's here seated strong. Eventually, how are you able to beat that?
I decided, as Jackie Chandiro, there are people who are so tired of me that they wanted me to die. And these were a lot of people that I looked up to. So I was like, since that's what you want, and unfortunately I'm still alive.
Is this your family? Is this business people?
I'm telling you, people that are close to me. You know, there's people that don't even have to be family, but they are close to you.
Close, yeah.
So since they were that tired of me, I was like, no. It's me who made the personal decision.
Now that brings me back to the relationship issue. When does Mr. tell you that, Jackie, I cannot do this relationship anymore with you? I want a divorce. Is he the one who asked for it, or you're the one?
He did. Because for me, the moment I'm with you, paka, kufa. So for him, it was affecting because the whole world knew I was his wife. And for example, the kind of business that he's doing. By the way, tell him what Mugaga on this earth, Bill gets loans. I will tell you the truth. Even Elon Musk gets loans.
But you're more alone.
Every
You
single
need money to
person,
make money.
You
yeah.
understand? They have their money, yes, but there's money that he needed. For example, he could use his own. They have to protect their own stuff. Then this business, kusasula loan, and what nenge iyenga inezise. So it got to a point when he would go to get loan. They're like, okay, so you want this? They do research about you. You know how banks are.
Of course.
And they're like, okay, but your wife is an addict. Do you want this money? Yes, you're saying it's for this, but do you want this money to handle her addiction? So it wasn't appearing good on his name. That's number one. And number two, I kept breaking his heart every time I was relapsing. The money was coming in, yes. He had no problem taking care of me, but it got to a point that he believed the money that he was giving me was enabling me to keep using the drug. So he's like, let's leave it. I can't, because I can't bear to see you in the pain that you are in. Maybe let me find a way to forget about you. Let me leave it.
How long ago is this?
Well, I can't tell.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
You moved on, he has another person and stuff like that, or you don't know?
Supposedly.
Uganda.
That is impossible.
That's so okay.
It's impossible.
How bad did the divorce affect you?
I was hurt because there was no infidelity. I loved this man like this was my husband. So yeah, it killed me a lot.
Are you still in touch? Do you talk?
Yes, we do. We talk.
As we still talking about this drug issue, you're in rehabilitation, you are an artist. Did you have artists support you?
They were there, but I pushed them away. For one reason, because for any addict, usually, when somebody comes to you and tries to tell you what you're doing is wrong, you push them away. They was there. Lillian was there. Cindy did try. Steve Jean was there. Bebe Cool tried at one point. So I pushed them away because I believed what I was doing was right. So I pushed them away.
Now when you came back, which artists gave you negative energy? Because I know they are there. Or
Negative energy?
Even in that situation as
No. Negative energy, I don't.
But were they there?
No.
Did?
I don't meet people anyhow. That's one thing about me. I choose the people that I meet. These days, I choose the people I associate with. So I don't, the moment I feel you can't reason the way I reason, I don't have your time.
2 years in rehab, 2 years in addiction, and she's still here as Jackie Chandra. It's the Deep Talk. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about now life after the addiction as she bounces back into the music career. Tovao, it's the Deep Talk. My name is Mr. Henry.
The Deep Talk with Mr. Henry.